how did you get into competition? What was that first step?
So I think there's some feedback, so sometimes I can't hear everything. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I hope the recording. The first competition I competed in, so the UK has quite an established competition scene. So we have a regional, we have maybe 4 or 5 regional competitions in small cities that then go through to a bigger semi-finals where 20 or so competitors. And so you have to compete in the regional, and the regional, some of the pressure is off, because it's a smaller stage, there's less people, it's a smaller group, maybe the skill level is a little smaller. So for your first competition, it's actually a little bit easier because the pressure isn't as high. And the first competition that I competed in was maybe 3-4 months after I'd seen the previous world championship, with some people like recording it on phones and it being online and stuff like that for maybe the first time. So I had an understanding of what happened on the stage, of what people were trying to do, but I didn't really understand in detail varieties or process or flavor notes. I couldn't taste very well at that point. I knew what I liked and what I'd been told to do. So my first competition was really learning the rules and learning what the experience felt like, for getting ready, bringing your equipment to the stage, making coffee, which was kind of easy because I was doing that at the time in a shop and in a training environment. But for the first time making coffee with people watching you and scoring criteria, you suddenly realize not that you can't do it, but how little attention you put into all your little actions. So I'd say my first competition was just like a dry run. And I always think that if somebody is a little bit excited by competition, either they should just compete with no expectations, just do it. It's not expensive, don't buy fancy tablewares or spend too much money, but read the rules, try and enjoy the experience so that you're ready when you really want to do it the next year. So you already know what it feels like. If it's further away from that, read the rules, watch the videos, try and get an idea of what happens in that competition, and find one other competitor you can talk to, someone who's competed before or who's worked with a competitor before, and just ask them some questions about what's it really feel like, what do I need to practice at first, because the routine doesn't matter as much in the long run at the beginning. If you just are honest and say, I love coffee, I want to get better at it, this is coffee that I'm working with, this is why I enjoy it, you can learn so much from just saying those generic things, but going through the process, making coffee to the best of your ability and seeing what it feels like to make coffee for 4 people with clipboards, to practice for a few weeks, because it's a little bit like gymnastics as well, is learning some movements and some steps at the right time, learning not to go over time. If you can get all those lessons at the very beginning, then you can really quickly go, okay, now I understand it. How do I use this to help me learn about coffee or to help me present better the next time I do it? If you're really lucky and you have somebody close to you who's been through the competition, you can probably skip that step. You can fake a competition yourself together with some friends as judges, go through that process a couple weeks earlier, and then you can actually deliver something that is closer to your dreams on the stage,